G'day. In this video, I'm going to talk about our override blocks. So these blocks are used either for local overrides or for overrides from a supervisor. Generally, our application is that these are supervisor-only overrides. So if you've got a damper control, so just grab our ever trusty ramp, put him into a numeric override doohickey here, and this goes to a goes to our output, our actuator output. So actuator goes up and down, this ramps up and down. The override value here you can see mimics the output. So traditionally, the only way to do this, if we let's break our link here up. Let's grab an ASW, pop him down. In one, we need the this is our supervisor override. I'm try and spell that better. Oops, super override. And we also need here a super on. Oops. That then goes to our actuator. Traditionally, and I've seen this a lot, this is how it seems to work in Sedona. As Sedona doesn't have any statuses, there is no override state. So you have to tell the system that it's in override and give it an override value to use. So to make this work in the supervisor, you've got to grab this actuator point. This has to go into the supervisor. The supervisor then pumps it into this block here. Then you can override this and send it back along with an override state of on. So this has to be true, otherwise this override value doesn't work. So in effect, this is kind of what you're doing, but it goes through your supervisor. So again, not that great from a lot of reasons, I guess. Too many blocks on the page. It's hard to read. It's hard to keep it looking nice and pleasant. So what we do is we do away with these 3 blocks and just have our 1 block. So with this numeric override, it's the same with the Boolean override, works the same way. This value here is this override value here. So it's a dual function value. So when we have the option to put this in override, our override value will be 50. Our override state goes to override. You can see it over here as well. And our override value goes to 50. So the input's changing, the block's in override, the mode shows you that it's in override, so it's easy to see. So we usually grab these 2 values here. We put them into the supervisor. In Niagara is what we typically use. You would put a status demux. You would override this value here. This comes in as a numeric writable. You override this value. You put this through a status demux. It gives you an output on override. You put that into the state. Again, it's a bit messy, but this is Sedona people. Work with it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a cleaner way of doing it, really. I haven't seen or can't even think of a better way to do it than this. It offers that single value rather than having loop arounds like this, massive pain in the ass, and it's really hard to see as well. It's hard to follow that kind of stuff. Keeps it really nice and neat. Also put it back to auto. If you did, you can use this from the dashboard or from the graphic page as well, because it offers you the right-click action, which gives you the option to toggle it, or to offer a click to override on the dashboard of the FWs or FGs, giving you some versatility. It allows you to go through the program and see that points are easily overridden. It might not seem very useful, but again, it saves a lot of complexity, especially for new engineers and people new to Sedona. Just protects them from a little bit of the traps that you can fall into. If you like this short video, I know, click the thumbs up and make it change to blue, because I know blue's a pretty color. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget the Boolean works the same way. Anything else in the slots? Nah, it's all pretty self-explanatory. Cool. Catch you later.